Hello boys and girls, and welcome back. Before we were talking about solving systems of equations by graphing, today we're going to be showing a little bit different method. Instead of by drawing to get the solution, we are going to be using algebra by using this method called substitution. So we're going to be solving systems of equations by substitution. Right, so our objective for today is I will be able to solve a system of equation with the substitution method. So the reason why we sometimes like to use algebra and algebra is easier in some cases than graphing is because sometimes that graph is just simply too big. Okay, it'll go off the page if we, want to draw it, or maybe sometimes you're going to get an answer that's not easily seen on the graph. You can kind of estimate where it is on the graph, but you can't find the exact answer until you use the algebra. So here are the steps to solve a system of equation by substitution. And for these steps, I want you to write them down, and with the equations and what's the examples, they're going to become more clear. So step 1, choose a variable to solve for that has a coefficient of 1 or negative 1. Okay, plug in your expression for that variable into the other equation. Step 3, solve. And step 4, plug in the solution to find the solution to the other variable. So I know that was kind of a lot of all at once, but let me show you an example that's going to make things more clear. Alright, so here's our system. We have y equals 6x minus 8 and y equals x plus 2. Okay, so here's our system, and step 1 is to find a coefficient that has 1 or negative 1 in either of the equations. Alright, so I'm saying right now we have y has a coefficient of 1, we have a coefficient of 6 right here, and then in the second equation we have a coefficient of 1 in both y and x. Right? And we are simply just going to choose the equation, the first equation and the second equation are already set up to solve for y. So we're just going to stick with that. We could have done this, solve for x, but we would have had to move it around already. So we want to pick an equation, if it's already like this, that has y by itself. So y is equal to 6x minus 8. That's already by itself. So we're just going to work with that one. Alright, step 2 is to substitute the expression. So y is equal to 6x minus 8. So y is equal to 6x minus 8. So another way to say y is 6x minus 8. So we're going to substitute 6x minus 8 into the other expression for that variable. So what I mean by that, let me show you what I mean by that. We are going to substitute this expression 6x minus 8 into the other one. So y is equal to 6x minus 8. So we're going to rewrite this 6x minus 8. We're rewriting that y as 6x minus 8. Then we are simply copying down the rest of the equation. Okay? And now we're going to solve for x. So we want to get the variables on one side. So we're going to move this x over here. So we're going to subtract x from both sides. So that leaves us with 5x minus 8 is equal to 2. Okay, now let's add 8 to both sides. That leaves us with 5x equals 10, because 2 plus 8 is 10. And divide both sides by 5, and we get x equals 2. Alright, so that's the first solution, right? We need more because that's just part of it. That's just the x value. We don't know the y yet. So when we get this answer now, we're just going to substitute it back in to find the value of y. So pick one equation. It doesn't matter. Pick one. Okay, so I'm just going to pick the second equation, and now I'm going to say y is equal to 2 plus 2. And where I got this 2 from is this right here. X is equal to 2. So I'm substituting, once again, substituting this x into the x in this equation, and I get y is equal to 2 plus 2. So y is equal to 4. So the answer of this system of equations is the ordered pair 2, 4. X, y, 2, 4. Okay, so this is the answer to our system of equations. Let's take a look at another example. Okay, so this one we have y minus 4 is equal to 2x, and 3x plus y is equal to 9. Okay, once again we're going to be looking for a coefficient that has a 1 or a negative 1. right? So I'm saying y minus 4 is equal to 2x, so here's our 1. Or 3x plus y is equal to 9. Or we could pick this one. It doesn't matter which one you choose. So let's just work with the top one because it's the top one. And what we need to do is we need to rewrite this. We're going to solve for y. We need to rewrite this equation so we can solve for y. So essentially you're isolating the y, so this equation is being set equal to y. Alright, so let me rewrite it. Y is equal to y minus 4 is equal to 2x. Now, like we've been practicing, we need to move this 4 over to the other side to get y all by itself. So we need to add to both sides. So now we're left with y is equal to 2x plus 4. Okay? Now this y is all by itself. We have an equation that we're solving for y, so we can substitute it in. Okay, so this time it's going to look a little bit different. We are going to substitute this expression in for y in the other equation. So we have 3x plus, okay, here's the part that's a little bit different than last time. We're substituting this in, so this y, instead of y, we're going to be writing 2x plus 4 plus 2x plus 4, and then we continue with the rest of the equation. Okay? So now we combine like terms. 3x plus 2x is 5x plus 4 is equal to 9. Okay, when we get rid of and isolate the variable, we need to subtract 4 from both sides. So now we have 5x is equal to 9 minus 4 is 5. Divide both sides by 5 and we get x is equal to 1. Alright, so now we need to continue our work and we need to plug it in. Doesn't matter which one we choose, so we can choose the top one or the bottom one. Let's choose the top one this time. So we have y minus 4 is equal to 2 times, and we just found out that x is equal to 1, so 2 times 1. Right, y minus 4 equals 2 times 1 is 2. We need to get y all by itself, so we need to add 4 to both sides. Y is equal to 6. So our order pair for this equation is 1, 6. Okay, if you were to graph this, you would come up with the same exact answer. So at this point, you try it. Okay, so find a variable that has a coefficient of 1, substitute it into the other, sub the expression into the other equation, solve for x or for y, whatever one you choose. Okay, then substitute that answer into the equation to find the other value. Okay, so go ahead and try this. And then, last but not least, if you have any questions at all, please write them down so I can answer them the best that I can when I see you next. So remember that if you have questions, please rewind this video and go back to an example to watch it again. Really watch it to see what I did, listen to the words that I'm saying, look at the examples, and if you're still having a little bit of trouble, then I'm more than happy to come and help you out in class. So I hope you have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye bye.